Hello, welcome to Laura's World, and it's been a day. I have completely overprocessed my face because I'm not paying attention. I'm a mess. I clearly don't care. Don't worry, I'm not gonna have a meltdown on camera. I'm here to take care of my face, take care of my skin. It's been a day. Within 24 hours of testing positive, my husband has become so sick that he can't get out of bed. I tested positive at the same time that he tested negative. But according to the CDC, I have to retest tomorrow because that's 5 days after first exposure to when we think he started. So at the grand suggestion of one of my besties, we'll call her Kay, I'm going to do a YouTube video to distract myself and do skincare and overdo the skincare, because this is going to be a approximately 15-step evening skincare ritual. It's not what I do every day. Then again, I don't do what I just did to my face every day. Wait for it. I really wasn't paying attention, so I decided to use the stuff that I buy. Well, that sounds stupid. I use the samples and the freebies and all of the stuff that comes with the Ipsy except mascara, but I do use the things that come, and I washed my face with this Grace and Stella There's a Foam Party on My Face and You're Invited foaming face wash. It has no smell. It's just foam. It goes on. You put it on wet skin and then you wash it off and you're done. I somehow had a lapse in time and forgot that it did that, because then I followed it up with this. It's the Clinique All About Clean Rinse Off Foaming Cleanser. Comes out in kind of a pasty, frothy substance. You just kind of rub it in your hands like everything else, and more. I think I might have used a little too much because it came out a little thick and a little soapy, but I just, I rubbed it in circular motions, as they say, and then I rinsed that off. Then I come behind it with this. It's the Fourth Ray Beauty, which is the subsidiary of ColourPop Cosmetics. And I'm not awake. And this is the Watermelon Face Polish. I have to say, this stuff, it came in the $49 mystery box that ColourPop offered. I'm impressed. This stuff is legit. It has some serious exfoliating properties, and I think most of the exfoliation material is water soluble because it did the job and then kind of disappeared. I was left with a few things, and some of it accidentally got around my lips and my mouth, and it actually kind of tastes like watermelon. It was a little bit crazy. I was a little impressed, but I am definitely impressed with this product, the Watermelon Face Polish by Fourth Ray. Hashtag not sponsored, hashtag I wish. As if all that wasn't enough, I for some reason felt moved to follow that up with my Truly Beauty. We're going to get into Truly eventually, but my Truly Beauty CBD Jelly Anti-Blemish Facial Cleanser. All that stuff, CBD, THC, Delta 8, Delta 9, all of it is completely legal in my home state. Very recently, but I love it in skincare. So that left me with this. My face has a very interesting texture. It doesn't show on camera, but the dry spots, I shouldn't say the dry spots, the spots that have dried, have evaporated, feel actually very smooth. Yeah, I hope I didn't do too much damage with that insane whatever that was that I just did.
Alright, so step 1, we're going to go in with the Advanced Resurfacing Daily Reveal Exfoliating Pads. Multi-Acid Blend AHA, BHA, PHA, and TXA by Strivectin. I don't know what most of those mean. I know AHA is alpha hydroxy acid, BHA is beta hydroxy acid. I'm not even going to go into what the other ones are. As you can tell, this is a lazy video. Fun tip. When you get something like this, cloth or any other material inside a canister, store it upside down, so that every time you take one of these out, it has the most amount of product in it. La 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 la. Just gonna go right down my face. I'm probably missing areas, and I don't really care, because I'm just doing this to distract from today. I guess I might as well go into what happened today. So, as I stated, 10 seconds ago? My husband tested positive for the, sounds like Dovid, and he's very sick. I've been trying to play nurse, trying to take care of him. At one point, I really wanted to take him to the hospital because that's how bad he was. It was awful. I'm really not sure how much I've said about it, but we are a very immunocompromised household. My terminally ill mother moved in with my husband and I. All three of us are type 1 diabetics. It's really fun on a regular day, never mind a day like today. My mom is very concerned with catching it. I have been exposed directly to him, and although my test yesterday was negative, my test later today, because it's 4 in the morning on July 27th when I'm doing this, who knows what the result is going to be. I haven't had any symptoms or anything, aside from body aches, but I always have body aches because I have fibromyalgia and arthritis and all sorts of fun, Hashimoto's disease, which my doctor I'm having a hard time getting those pills filled. Anyway, the first thing I'm going to put on my eyes is this Cocoa Kind Revitalizing Eye Cream. Has a little metal applicator for cooling effect, which is nice. So basically, been kind of playing nurse for him and taking care of him as best as I can, trying to be careful. I honestly don't care if I'm putting this on wrong, if you think that this method isn't right, if you think that I'm messing things up. I'm at the point that I keep saying I'm not a professional, I don't really know what I'm doing, I'm winging it. If I'm doing something that's detrimental to my health, sure, let me know. But other than that, I'm just here doing this because I enjoy skincare and cosmetics and makeup and the whole bit. So, anyway, I was up with him about, I don't know, 2 in the morning. He started tossing his lunch, if you will, rather violently. He did that one more time. And as a type 1 diabetic, if you can't keep things down, your blood sugar is going to drop. And you have to regulate your blood sugar mechanically, In a healthy person, it's taken care of. But with us, we have to do it with measurements and calculations, and thankfully a lot of that is done with the insulin pump itself, but we still have to input the information. And if you're not entirely with it and you do something wrong, you can really screw things up. For my lips, the first thing I'm putting on my lips is this Morphe 2 Glassified Lip Oil. As I knock everything over because I'm just a shaky mess. I'm sure that looks glamorous as hell. So in the wake of everything that was going on, and his parents saying, take him to the emergency room, and him, no, I'm fine, don't take me to the emergency room. Like, I'm stuck in the middle, what do? Am I a good wife for listening to my husband, or am I a bad wife because I should have taken him? Well, he did finally calm down, and he fell asleep, and I fell asleep too. And I was asleep for quite some time, and then when I got up, I was listening to him wheezing and having trouble breathing, but he has an Apple Watch with a pulse ox monitor in it, so his oxygen was 94. That's really good. That's perfect, basically. So I'm sitting in bed looking at him, looking at the dog. Oh, the dog was an angel today. My dog, Maisie, is a German Shepherd mix. She's what did we say? 56%? 56% German Shepherd, 26% American Staffordshire, something else, bully. She's bully. Basically, she's a German bully. But she is a lover, not a fighter, and she's gorgeous, and one of these days maybe I'll have her on. But anyway, she was a very good nurse, and she took care of Daddy. I'm Mommy, and my husband is Daddy. And my mother is Grandma, of course. So what does any person in a situation like this do? Well, they take to Facebook, of course. Or at least I take to Facebook. I haven't been doing much on my Facebook because Facebook has turned into a political cesspool, if you ask me. But I said, all right, I'm going to reach out, try to get some support from my friends, and I made a post. And I was very angry and upset and scared when I made this post, and I may have said something I shouldn't have. An overwhelming majority of the comments were supportive, sending prayers, well wishes, thinking about you, please get better, hope you don't catch it, all this kind of stuff. But a select few who funny, are never there to celebrate my triumphs, yet suddenly show up in my comments to start a fight. That bothers me a little bit. Like, you're not there, but then you show up for this. Anyway, I made some backhanded comment that I shouldn't have about anti-vax versus vaxxed, and just a really ignorant comment, and I got called out on it, and this fired a lot of people up because I'm kind of middle of the road, politically speaking, and an overwhelming amount of my friends are liberal or leftist. Well, I have a handful of right-wing friends, and the only ones who came at me about the anti-vax comment were the right-wing friends, which, fair enough. It's a free country, you know. If I don't want to see it, I'll block it, but I don't take to blocking people. I think that's very immature, unless they're harassing me. But if someone's having a discourse or doesn't agree with my opinion, I'm not going to tell them that they can't say something. I'm now following up with the Shiseido Refreshing Cleansing Water. I have that, a nice little Shiseido cotton pad. Facial cotton is what it's called, and it says just, there we go. Fill this sucker up with the water. Okay. Very good. There we go, and we're cleansing with, ooh, that feels nice. Because I can feel my blood pressure going up right now. Probably see it on my face, too. So, you know, that, I decided to make, oh god, it is tearing it up. Even expensive facial cotton doesn't stand a chance against my textured chin area. Gosh darn. Well, it's still nicer than the basic cotton rounds that I have. It does still feel nicer on my skin, so I will give it that, at least. Alright, get under here, and just tap. Alright, tapping seems to stop it from separating.
That cleansing water, I think I made a comment about it smelling kind of floral. It smells so nice. I feel so relaxed.
So essentially, a fight broke out in the comment section, and this simple post that I wound up editing and removing my ignorant comment about vaxxing, I think at this point has like 98 comments on it. And that's not anything to be proud of, because although, like I said, an overwhelming amount are supportive, there are fights in there. Next on my eyes is the Fourth Ray Beauty So Radiant Brightening Eye Cream. And I like this stuff. Like most eye creams, a little goes a long way. I know in the community there are a lot of folks who disapprove of eye creams, think it's a waste of money, a waste of time. To each their own. Again, this came in that $49 mystery box, which I feel was an insanely good value for the products that I got. Just being honest. I was very impressed, number one, with that watermelon face polish. And I like this eye cream. I mean, of course, I'm not seeing any immediate results or anything, but the texture is nice. And the skin around my eyes and under and above and the brow really appreciates this cream. It feels nice. It's very lovely conditioning. And, you know, would I go out of my way to purchase it in a store? Maybe, maybe not. But I have enough eye cream to last me quite some time at this point. So one of the worst fights that broke out was between an old friend of mine, his mom, who is very, very right-wing, very outspoken. And it was between her and a very dear friend of mine, who we'll call S, who is also very outspoken in the opposite direction. She is a beautiful trans woman, who I love very much, but I have a long history with my friend and his mom. I'm talking 30 years or more. It's been a long time. Maybe a little less than 30 years, but you get the point. It's been a long time. She was basically getting very argumentative and she left 2 separate comments, basically calling out what I said and saying, people who are vaxxed are spreading it more than people who aren't, which, that sounds a little dubious, to be honest, but people who are vaxxed are getting it and are spreading it. That is a fact, and that is the number one reason why I took down my ignorant statement, because it doesn't matter if you have it or not, the vaccine or not, you can still get it and you can still spread it, but people who are vaxxed generally have lesser symptoms, lesser time span of illness, and supposedly, from what I read, I don't know if it's correct, I'm not claiming anything here, but supposedly less of a chance of spreading it. I don't know. I don't see scientifically how that's a thing. Like I said, could be wrong. So she's making these comments, and I'm sitting here, and I'm really not in the mood to fight. I can be confrontational if I want to. But today, with everything going on, with how sick my husband is, and how stressed out I am, and worrying about my mom and the dog, I just wasn't in the mood to fight. So I wrote back to her basically like, that's fair. I understand your point of view. I promise I'm not trying to start anything. I'm just worried about my family. And she was very cool about it because she wrote back, okay, I understand. I hope everything turns out okay. And I thought that was it. Well, my friend, S, I had been talking to her earlier and essentially just airing my annoyance at the attitudes of anti-vaxxers, which, again, it really shouldn't be my place, because ultimately, deep down, it's a choice. If you don't want to get it, don't get it. I got it because I have several risk factors. I am immunocompromised, and I'm very sick. So my doctors all agreed I should get it. At first, no. At first, there wasn't enough information, and they said, hold off, and I did. I didn't get it right away. But once I got my doctors telling me, maybe you should get it, I went ahead and got vaxxed. Not only did I get the first one, I got the second one, and a booster. I haven't had 4 shots, I've only had 3. So S comes in, and basically, between my griping and the comments that she saw, came in and told my friend's mom, basically back off. This isn't a political thing. This is about Laura and her family and her worries and concerns, and that's it. And my friend's mom first wrote back, basically, well, wait a minute, Missy, or wait a minute, Miss. This is between me and Laura understood what I was saying, and, it's not a big deal, just back off, basically. And then S came in and said something else, I don't quite remember. And then my friend's mom, this is what prompted me to say something finally, because I don't want to get involved. But my friend's mom went and edited her comment and changed it from, wait a minute, miss, to, wait a minute, mister. To me, and how I interpret that, was purposely misgendering my friend. You want to have opposite opinions and you want to argue on points and facts, I'm not going to get involved. You have every right to. But if you're on my page or in my comments, do not misgender my friends. That's it. It's that simple. It's human decency. It's not asking for anything special. So I commented and I said, I kindly and respectfully request that you do not misgender my friends. Now, my friend S, I talked about that outside of the comments, and she said she was expecting it, she's used to it, this kind of stuff, which breaks my heart, because you shouldn't be used to being picked on. That's not acceptable. But things escalated to a point where my friend, whose mother was in the argument involved with S, decided to get involved and comment, and referred to S as bro, which I was just not going to say anything. I didn't want to feel the flames. A couple more comments, and my friend, whose mom was involved, dropped an F-bomb. Now, on a normal basis, I swear like a sailor. I have a potty mouth. I do. It goes with the territory. It's where I'm from. It's how things are. And I do my best to censor it in videos and social media, things like that, but given the context of the post and the reason for the post of searching out, support from my friends on Facebook, I felt that was entirely inappropriate. So this friend who did that reached out to me in my DMs. So I got DMs going with my friend, my friend's mom, and my friend S. Alright, and now we're going to go in with the famous Charlotte Tilbury Glow Toner. This is the one that I was saying, I don't use a cotton pad or a facial cleansing material, facial cotton, whatever. I just use my hands because it works just the same. So we go ahead and dip a little bit in my hand. That's literally all I'm using. There we go, just that little bit. And I spread it between my hands, and I just pat it in. Wipe it on first. And because I got it everywhere, I just kind of pat it in and let it soak in. Shouldn't take too long, only a few moments. That's the key. You use just enough to cover your face and no more. You overdo it, it's going to ball up. That's, when your products build up on your face, it means that either you've got a water-soluble that can't mix with an oil-soluble, or you've just put too much product on your face and it can't absorb. So I got my friend coming at me on the defensive, saying, "No one talks to my mother that way. Tell your friend to stop." I got my friend's mom, who unfriended me over this. Granted, I understand, but I didn't do anything. So I got her unfriended me and then telling me in my DMs, your friend did this, your friend did that, your friend said this. And I'm like, yeah, my friend, who's allowed to speak their mind, not me. I didn't say anything. And then I have my friend S going, "I'm not standing for this. I'm used to them coming for me, but not them coming for you. And I'm not letting that happen to you because you've got enough going on." I will say, my close circle of friends almost always will do anything. They protect me. I'm very grateful to have the people in my life that I have. And they will fight for me, which I can't even put into words how special that is. How meaningful it is to have a troop of people behind me like that. Whatever I did in life to deserve these people, I don't know. So I essentially ask S just to ignore it and don't respond anymore. I tell my friend's mom, "All right, I get it, I understand, you'll be in my thoughts. Let me know if you change your mind, whatever." And then I tell my friend, "Listen, I'm not anybody's boss. I can't tell anybody what to do. No, nobody should be attacking anyone in the comments. And I understand you want to defend your mother, but I'm not going to sit here and tell anybody what to do." And he dropped another F-bomb at me, and I'm like, I'm not responding anymore, I'm done. He then immediately goes back to my post and comments back to S, saying, "I don't know who you think you are, you can't talk to my mother like that. You have no idea how far back Laura, my mother, and I go," and all this stuff. And while he's right, we do go very far back. There was no need for, the rage, the hostility of the situation. It was just a bit much. And S promised me that she was done. She said all she was going to say. My friend's mom saw the last thing I wrote to her, left it on red. It is what it is. And then my friend, who I did not respond to after they swore at me again, wrote to me again, basically in a calmer manner. And so we chatted for a couple of minutes. And then all of a sudden I see my phone is ringing. And it's my friend. Now, I haven't spoken to this friend in years. Granted, we have the kind of relationship where we could go years without speaking and then pick up like nothing happened. But after this all happened today, I was like, do I really want to talk to him? Next up is the STAR Light Retinol Night Oil. It's orange, it smells delightful, and it goes on clear. Strivectin. So it comes in a little dropper, and I put 4 drops. It says 2 to 3, but I just assume that it's because I have a big face. Pat it in, and then you just kind of spread it around, make sure it's evenly distributed, as even as possible that you can get on 4 drops. Which, 4 drops is actually enough to cover my face, and then under my chin too. It's pretty good. It smells very nice. It does. I have some very nice, gentle smelling, gently scented products that are putting me in a much better frame of mind, thankfully. So I answered. I said, you know what? Whatever he's got to say, I can always just hang up. And he started talking, and he's basically like, I apologize for doing that. I really didn't appreciate your friend coming at my mom. And I got very defensive. That's why I stay off of Facebook, because I get into fights with people very easily because we have differing opinions and everything. And, maybe I took it a little far. I was in a bad mood, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, oh, okay. I really didn't appreciate the F-bombs, to which he also apologized. And then we got talking, and he didn't realize. I said to him, listen, I respect your choice not to get the vaccine. That's on you. That's your choice. And he was like, I didn't know you felt that way. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that you said that. And I was like, do I wish everyone would get the vaccine? Of course. But I realized that there are going to be people who don't want it. There are going to be people who don't want it. And if you're one of them, that's fine. That's your life. It's your choice. And we got to talking, and he feels the same way. he says that he's not mad at me for getting the vaccine, and he completely understands why I got it, the immunocompromised situation. And we talked about the Roe versus Wade thing, which boils my blood. But he and I are on the same page about that, too. It's your life. It's your choice. I was very surprised to hear that. And he says it's none of my business. So, we actually wound up talking for almost 2 hours, just catching up and chatting and clearing the air on a lot of things. He actually mentioned that his mom felt really bad about what happened, because I don't know how many times I've said it in this video, but we go way back. And she's always been very supportive of me, and I've been supportive of her, and we got each other through some things that happened in life. And she told him, you know, when she gets up in the morning, she's going to add me back as a friend. And I'm like, all right, you know, she doesn't want to, she doesn't have to. I mean, she felt the need to do so at the time. She felt the need to unfriend me at the time, so if she wants to keep it that way, that's her choice. And he says, no, she feels bad, she's going to add me back. I said, all right. We're coming in with the 4th Ray Pineapple Refining Serum Boost. Now, what's funny is, I am allergic to fresh pineapple. I can't eat fresh pineapple. I have less of a reaction to canned pineapple, candied pineapple. I have no reaction to, like, pineapple-flavored snacks, jelly beans, gummies, things like that. And when I put this stuff onto my face, nothing happens. So clearly it's not, you know, super fresh or whole pineapple. It might have pineapple acid in it to help, because it's like a resurfacing situation, but yeah. I mean, it doesn't smell super strong. It doesn't smell like the tropics or anything. But it does feel nice going on. So, yeah, about 2 hours of just chatting, catching up, and, you know, we both lost our fathers. He lost his father very recently, in the past couple of months, and he's been a bit lost, and, you know, I understand his pain because I lost my father a couple years ago, and just something neither of us have fully come to address or unpack, or we haven't processed it properly. I mean, we didn't even have a funeral for my father, which is another story for another day. But, yeah, we cleared the air, and we had a few laughs. We reminisced about things that happened back in middle school, and we're resolved. And he said that he was going to go ahead and delete his comments because they weren't fair. I said, you do what you want. I'm not policing you. I said it from the beginning. I'm not policing S, I'm not policing your mom, and I'm not policing you. The only thing that I come at is the decency factor, in that I feel, purposely misgendered my friend. And he said, you know, he can't talk to either side of it, but he promised he was done. He said, you know, considering the gravity of the situation and the reason for making the post, the comments were not appropriate. And I said, oh, I appreciate you saying that. And I told him I felt bad about the ignorant comment that I made, and that's why I took it down. And he goes, I'm also glad that you said that and you took that down. And I was like, well, because I'm not taking aim at anyone. I'm angry. I'm frustrated. For 2.5 years, my husband and I and my mother have avoided problems. We've done everything we were supposed to do. Wash our hands, antibacterial gel, take our vitamins, wear a mask, social distance. The whole thing. I mean, my husband and I have traveled several times. We went to Florida a couple times, actually three times. I stayed a week in South Carolina. I spent a week out in Washington State. He went a couple of places, but this is what we're scared about. He did travel in the last couple of days. He went to a major function in St. Louis. St. Louis? Meet me in St. Louis. Anyway, so we're a little concerned about that, too. But he didn't present symptoms until yesterday at this point. Was it Monday? Tuesday? What day is it? Now, this was a sample. But I am so in love with it. Look, I used almost half the bottle. I'm so in love with this product that I actually went ahead and bought something else that they make comparable to this. But this is I'm gonna murder this. I'm gonna butcher this. Vichy Lift Active Supreme Hyaluronic Acid Serum. I put this in targeted places. I don't put it all over my face, but I target certain places, and I'll show you now. So the first place I go to, naturally, put a little on my finger, is right in the center of my forehead. And I just kind of circular motion, get it in there until it feels like it's not wet anymore. Tap, tap, tap. Alright, and leave it there. Next thing I do, put a little bit between my 2 fingers and go to my favorite spot. I am treating this area with everything that I have in my arsenal to keep myself from getting these dreaded crow's feet. Now, something to look forward to. I look nothing like my mother at all. The only thing I got from my mother's side is freckles and green eyes. That's it. I am like the female version of my father, basically. When I was born, the nurse said, oh, there's no denying who the father of this kid is. I'm not even joking. But if there's one thing, if I got my eyes from her, not my eye shape, but my mother at 65 years old does not have crow's feet. So that might be something I got from her. I don't know. Like I said, I don't look anything like her, but I can be hopeful. I can be hopeful that between my skincare and genes, I won't get crow's feet. The next place I put it, again, between my fingers, is right here. Because I do have some lines here. Kind of rub it in along my mouth. These lines are doing very well. They are starting to blend away. But this, it's very hard to see in the camera. But I have some issues with the corners of my mouth. My father used to tell me when I was very young, when you brush your teeth, make sure you rinse your mouth real well and get the toothpaste gunk away from the corners of your mouth or you're going to get wrinkles. I believed him. I don't think it's true, but I made sure to rinse my mouth out real well every day, and I think that was just his way of trying to trick me into better oral health care. I don't know, man, I miss my dad. And the last place I go with this serum is right here. I just put it in. Put it on my chin, concentrate it in this area. This side especially, there is a huge texture issue right here. You can even see, it's a little bit discolored on both sides. It's not necessarily a shadow. There is a textural issue in here, especially on this side. I was thinking of going, actually, I have to go to a doctor. I have to go to a dermatologist. I have a lot of freckles, I'm very light-skinned, and I have moles. A lot of moles, and there's actually a mole right now that's on my arm and on my back that my husband has been looking at and very concerned about. I have a high propensity for skin cancer, unfortunately. Actually, if you see, sometimes you'll see a shiny spot on my forehead. Is it going to show? A little bit, right there. I had precancerous cells taken out of my forehead years ago because it was a mole that I kept nicking with my finger when I would do my hair. And it kept bleeding, and I went to the dermatologist. They took it off, it grew back. They took it off a second time. When it grew back, the third time, they used a tool in the office to basically, well, remove a chunk of forehead skin. And that's why I have a nice little, right here, nice little scar. I don't care. It tells a story. So my friend and I ended our phone conversation on a positive note. He got a new phone number. I still have the same phone number from when it was my mom's line when I was in high school. And, so, you know, he wanted to keep in touch and text back and forth and whatnot. So after we hung up, it was, by the way, yeah, phone? How does he call you if he doesn't have your phone number? It was a Facebook voice call. So we exchanged phone numbers again, and we've decided to keep in touch again and see how long we keep in touch this time. But even if we fall out of touch, we'll come back again. But we agreed, you know, things happen for a reason. And we both basically said at the same time, it's too bad that such a horrible situation was the reason that we got back in contact. But you know what? We're grateful for it. At least I've been promised that things are going to be at peace. My friend S said that she's done. My friend's mom apparently is going to add me back as a friend. And my friend and I are on great terms again. It's still been a super shitty day. Next serum is the 4th Ray Radiate, R-A-Y-D-I-A-T-E, Vitamin C Serum. 3 to 5 drops on the face. Sure. As you might be able to see, it looks like there's 2 different colors in here. That's because there are. It's 2 different formulas. One's an oil in there and it's shaken. It's kind of like salad dressing. You gotta shake it to blend it, and that's what I'm gonna do. It might have been a few more than 5, but oh well. Oh, that feels nice. It smells nice too. It smells better than the pineapple one. My skin, believe it or not, because I'm taking a break in between and letting everything absorb, that's the key. I said earlier, don't overdo the product, the singular product, but give it time to soak in. I have absolutely zero No bowling happening. No pilling. Nothing. Because even though some of it might be water soluble and some might be oil, like this one, if it all soaks in and you use the appropriate amount, it's not going to bowl up on you. Which is what I have going on. Oh, by the way, this is not a mudslide. I'm not that fancy. It's International Delight Iced Coffee Caramel Macchiato. I had to go to the grocery store at 7 o'clock this morning to pick up a loaf of white bread and... what else did I get him? Oh my goodness, that's how out of it I am. What the heck did I get him? Ah yes, at 7 a.m. I went to the local grocery store because that's when they opened, and I got a loaf of white bread and the Pepto-Bismol capsules, because my husband can't take the Pepto-Bismol liquid because it makes him sicker. Whatever. So, I was in the store, I picked up the stuff, and I saw this in the refrigerated section on sale. I know I have all that fancy, bougie iced coffee maker and all kinds of La Colombe coffee sitting in the fridge, but you know what, every once in a while, I just want a little something. So, cheers. Why do you drink coffee out of a wine glass? Why don't you drink coffee out of a wine glass? Alright, rounding out the eye creams for the evening, I have the Strivectin Advanced Retinol Eye Cream. Now, Strivectin is kind of pricey. They are expensive. I am seeing a little bit of success with the product. A little bit more. I can't yet tell. I don't think I've been using them long enough to tell if it's really worth the price point. Excuse me. But they feel nice on the skin, and they don't feel oily or clumpy or too dry or anything like that. They feel formulated very well. The only thing that I've seen any success in on my face is, again, these lines, but could that be attributed to Strivectin? It could. Could it be attributed to any of the other 752 serums I use? Possibly. I don't know. I guess it's my fault that I went in using a whole bunch of things. But maybe that's just what does it. I don't know. Okay, get that between my fingers. And put it on. Very nice. It just feels nice, you know? I know there's a lot of skincare experts out there who feel that eye creams are a waste of money. I know I've gone over this already, but I feel every time I apply an eye cream, especially on camera, I feel like I'm a little bit judged. There's one medical esthetician, Cassandra Bankson, I think is her name. I'm subscribed to her, and I don't even know these people's names. I believe it is Cassandra Bankson. I absolutely adore her. I mean, just basically anybody I'd bring up on here is somebody that I'm subscribed to that I really enjoy watching. I've learned a lot from her. I love her tagline, Turn and Learn. I think that's amazing. I need to come up with a tagline of my own, but I'm not any kind of professional, so good luck with that. But, you know, she's not exactly that favorable of eye creams. It's not like she hates them or anything, but, you know, she's of the school of thought that they're not necessarily useful, and just use other moisturizing products you already have for your face. You know, some people, I believe she has stated that some people have more sensitive eye areas and would need an eye cream, just because of the texture of the skin. It is the thinnest skin on the face, on the body actually, and that's why it's so easy to see purple or reddish anything going on, because the blood is close to the surface because the skin is so thin. But yeah, every time I use an eye cream, I think of her going, there's only 4 more skin steps and 1 lip step to go. Alright, and here we are with the Spoiled Child S33 Plus Serum. One of my newer subscribers and I had a very quickie conversation about using the serum and the whole collagen on top of the skin thing, and ingesting the collagen, which, oh my god, I've fallen behind on that. I need to get back on that. You'll notice as time goes on when I make these videos, I am a hot mess. The only thing I've kept up on, basically, is my nighttime skin ritual, which changes. But at least I'm doing something, right? So this is 2 pumps in the hand. Is that looking like that? Very faint, if any kind of smell. Oh wait, no, now I smell it. I really don't know how to describe it. It's almost like light fruity. I don't know. The thing is, I know what I smell, but I'm horrible at describing it. It's light. It's a light scent. And it's very smooth. It goes on very nice. Everything I've used so far is just, I approve. Like Jeffree Star approved, this is Laura's World approved. That thing, I don't know. Here we go. I'm over here trying to take care of my face, and my insulin pump is telling me that my blood sugar is too high. Could be. I mean, I've been very stressed out for the last few hours. So I'm going to test my blood sugar real quick. So my pump is a little bit off, to the tune of almost 47 points off. Meaning I'm 47 points lower than what my pump is saying. So that's got to be corrected. I still have a bunch of active insulin on board, so I'm kind of confused as to why I am so high. And if you're not sure what that means, I'm sure I'll wind up doing a video on diabetes at some point. And we follow up with the Il Makiage Skin Power Serum Boost. And like most things, 2 pumps. That. All these have very different scents, but as they go on, you know, I don't smell anything mixing or anything, but even if there was some kind of scent mixing, it's nothing offensive. Like, my face doesn't stink. It does feel nice, and I'm sure I am overdoing this. I know I'm overdoing this. I don't really care right now. It's making me feel better. But man, my skin feels so nice. Oh. I haven't heard my husband cough in at least 45 minutes from the other room, so I'm hopeful that, you know, because he's been vaxxed and he had 1 booster, I'm hopeful that maybe the worst has passed. I've heard of people getting over the worst of it in like a day or 2, so I'm really hoping. Now from Strivectin, we have the Advanced Hydration Lactic Acid Nightly Retexturizing Serum. It's a neat little dispenser. You twist it, and out pops the dispenser. It's really, I like that. That's cool. And then to close it, you just twist it back. Ta-da! Okay. Everything is 2 pumps. Twist to close. Okay. This one has more of a, almost like a hotel lotion scent to it, if that makes sense. Almost like a perfumed hotel lotion. I don't know how else to describe it. Wow, my skin is just soaking this stuff up. I love it. Now, the thing about skincare, a lot of people are like, what order should I put this stuff on, or what should I use? And in terms of what you should use, that's entirely up to the person who's using the stuff. I suggest patch testing every new product that you come into contact with, just in case you have an allergic reaction. At least it's confined. You don't want to have a rash spread out your whole face. So patch test everything. In terms of what to use, it all depends on what your face is doing. My face is combo to normal. I get zits in this area. Mainly that's it. And so I go for the combo skin and some acne-prone products. Now, in terms of how to apply, or specifically what order, there is a method to the madness. The best advice I ever received in terms of skincare product application, order, thinnest to thickest. So if you notice, I started with, you know, the wipe, because it's barely, you know, it's just a liquid. Then I did the water, and after the water, I did various serums, and they got thicker and thicker and thicker until I started getting into the more lotion-y products. This Advanced Hydration Lactic Acid it's a serum, but it looked more like a lotion. And then the last product that I'm going to use is this Advanced Retinol Nightly Renewal Moisturizer. Again, Strivectin. And this one is a thick, thick lotion. It's impossible to spread between my fingers, so it has to just kind of be spot applied and then rubbed in, or, you know, massaged into the skin, but it's thick. So this is why this is the last thing that I put on my face. And so, here we are. Squeeze out about that much. That's enough for my face. Now, like I said, I can't spread it. It comes apart, but it won't spread. So I take a little bit. Start on my forehead, rub it in. Always, always, always circular upward motion. A little bit for over here. And pull that down. Same thing over here. Pull it down. Itty bitty little bit on my nose. Because even though my nose is like pretty much the greasiest spot on my face, still needs moisture. You still need to moisturize. A little bit more for over here. And then a little bit for over here. A little bit on the chin. And then what's left, I try to divvy it up and then go back here. You never want to forget about the far sides of the face as well. Rub that in. Come to the chin. Pull it out. Okay. That was insane. I will be the first to admit that is an insane amount of products, but my face isn't complaining. I'm not complaining.
To wrap this all up, the very last thing I'm using is this Aceology Overnight Lip Mask. I have several lip masks. They're all great. I've been digging this one lately. I'm not really sure why. Some I have are a little thicker. Some are like a lotion. Sit on top a little, you know, just a little... I don't know, another word for thicker. It's just, this one is more almost like an oil, like a thicker oil. I just like how it feels. And when I wake up in the morning, yeah, every time I do an overnight lip mask, I wind up having to scrape things off my lips because it just, you know, it dries out because I'm breathing. But this is pretty nice. And when I wake up, it's not too terrible. There's not too much. It's usually in the corners, you know. So... See, it comes out like an oil gel, and I just put it directly on. Move it around, and there we are. I definitely feel a lot better than I did when I started this video. I took a lot of breaks in between, but you wouldn't know that because the magic of editing. And so I want to thank my bestie Kay for suggesting I do a video. Little self-care, some pampering, definitely brings me back to center. And, you know, I'm glad I was able to get that out. And whoever's watching this, if this was too much for you, just let me know. But I figure my channel is going to be a mishmash of whatever's going on and throw in some skincare or cosmetics along the way. So this was a little different than my usual unboxings and unwrappings, and I guess technically, what was this, my first story time? Are those a thing? I know they were a thing. Whatever. Alright, if you made it this far, congratulations. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, if I hit 100 subscribers, I'm doing a very nice giveaway. So throw me a like. Throw me a subscribe. Don't forget to smile. Take a deep breath. We're going to get through everything. Right? Right. All right. Have a great day. Bye.